All right, good morning, YouTube land. Can you hear me?
Yes, long and big.
Anybody out there? Thank you. Appreciate it. I'll be back in 1 minute.
Risk disclosure statement. There is a risk of loss in trading stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, derivatives, options, forex, and cryptocurrencies. This risk can be substantial, and therefore investors should carefully consider their financial suitability prior to trading. Past performance is not indicative of future performance. The software, strategies, chat rooms, websites, and any associated websites are digital venues for educational purposes only and should not be construed as an express or implied promise or guarantee that you will profit. Net losses may be limited in any manner whatsoever. Users of the information accept full responsibility for the outcomes of their deployment and holds Stops and Trader, LLC, and any associated companies, agents, management, owners, and customers harmless without reservation. Please trade responsibly. Commodity Futures Trading Commission, CFTC, Rule 4.41, hypothetical and simulated trading performance results have certain inherent limitations, some of which are described herein. No representation is being made that any account below is likely to achieve profits or losses similar to those shown. In fact, there are frequently sharp differences between hypothetical or simulated performance results and the actual results subsequently achieved by any particular trading program. One of the limitations of hypothetical performance results is that they are generally pre-paired with the benefit of hindsight. In addition, hypothetical trading does not involve financial risk, and no hypothetical trading record can completely account for the impact of financial risk in actual trading. For example, the ability to withstand losses or adhere to a particular trading program in spite of trading losses are material points which can also adversely affect actual trading results. Because these trades have not actually been executed, the hypothetical results may have or overcompensated for the impact, if any, of certain market factors such as lack of liquidity. There are numerous other factors related to the markets in general or to the implementation of any specific trading program which cannot be fully accounted for in simulated trading or in the preparation of hypothetical performance results at all, of which can adversely affect actual trading results.
This trading room and its webinars are not intended to mirror my trades or to give specific trade recommendations. Analysis of I share trades and potential trades that I take for myself based on my personal analysis. But all the services to trades I identify specific areas to trade and manage themselves but ultimately decisions yours. Trading is extremely risky and unique, so I follow my personal trades. You do so at your own risk and potentially lose your entire account even more. I know it's profitable and I have 15 drawdowns on my trading accounts. The spreadsheet you have access to is my personal spreadsheet that I use to enter zone values in ATR values and I weekly use prices from my trades. You can see when I enter zone pricing to the master spreadsheet as well as the prices to enter trades whether you have a long or short. You have the ability to copy the spreadsheet and enter your own values and use mine to take firms prices into varying drawdown zones for yourself. The spreadsheet is not telling you which direction to trade and it sets your prices and top prices for long and short positions depending on which one you personally decide to trade. All right, good morning. Pretty quiet right now after my whipsaw in gold earlier. So I put on these trades. I knew this breakout was coming, or I don't know anything. I had a feeling. But the problem was the ECB came out with a rate decision, and then ECB Lagarde, whatever his name is, was speaking the whole time I was trying to get long this breakout. So there was two different breakouts here. I got stopped out a couple times already, and I had double size on, so that was quite delightful. And I knew what I was getting into. I even put into my trade room, let them know the trades I was taking, and I said, you know, I'm trading with this guy talking. I fully understand the risks. I'm willing to take the chance, and got stopped out of everything. We'll go over that, but you had to break out of that guy. You had to break out of this guy. This is very large, multi-week balance, and then that's on top of the breakout of that guy. So gold obviously looks very, very, very bullish. So I was trying to take advantage of this breakout. I'm still long right now. I put them on again, but now it's settled down a little bit. But you can see here, like, you know, these trades worked for a second, and it was just completely. This is the first one, completely whipsawed. So I took it off of that guy. These two stop runs, I got long there, got stopped out. Came back, got long again, got stopped out. So I took them again off of I think it was this one here. Yeah, it was this one, and then you got this. So I took the breaking away trade again. These are different strategies. I put on a bark and lick, blind ATR, retest confirm off of this guy, this sell stop. That's right there. You can combine these two. I just traded off of that though. But so I'm long again. You know, my stop is down here. You can see this yellow line. So this is the zone drawing tool. We'll go over that. But this yellow line is my stop out price. I try my best not to stop out in prior events, but you can see there's events all over the place here. So I just put it just below this guy. So if it comes back, it comes back. But it's been like trying to ride a bunking Bronco today. It has not been fun, and it's even less fun when you have a feeling of something that's going to happen and you lose money trying to trade it. So again, I knew the risks. So I'm currently long still, but we'll see what happens there. ES, there's been nothing. Very, very quiet here after yesterday's talk about whipsaws. So we caught this. I caught both these moves actually, but yesterday, if you watch, I posted it in Twitter. I posted my whole webinar. We caught this failed balance breakout yesterday. Once I got to the high volume node here, we took those trades first event after it crossed this high volume node, caught this move down, rode it down to the blue lug. I'll show you this here, and then there was actually setups at the blue lug. I turned around and went long. So it was a very good day. Here's my sweet whipsawing in gold today. That was delightful. Let's see here. This was yesterday's stuff. So you can go watch the webinar and watch how I put it on live. But I didn't put on the longs live because it was after I got off the webinar. But that was this activity over here. So we put on. I can't remember all the trades. It was FBB and Bark and Lick. It was. I think the event was like somewhere over here. And then I wrote it down, literally to the lug. I got out of portion like a yellow lug, and then I think there was one other spot. Again, go watch the webinar, and I posted the actual screenshots of where I got out. But I got out. This is where I got out of my full position at the major lug, blue lug support level, and then there was actually a stop run into this. I went long on that and wrote it up to this. So it was it was a very nice day trading. But you can see here it's struggling at this. Struggle to get through this lug, bounced off of here right at the open, and it's kind of doing nothing now. So so as far as thesis, this obviously looks bullish now, like we were talking about zero, and I just love when this thing gets sold off and we took advantage. But things change. I haven't put my trading room. Once this came back through here, I said things are changing, be careful shorting this thing, and it just ripped. So yesterday you could have taken that FBB2. I didn't take that because I was actually leaving, but that was there to take too. So here, I don't really have much of an opinion. I mean, it looks bullish, but you can see it's struggling in this prior inflection zone, building balance, right? So, the break out of here, it'll probably come back to this, and either one of these are going to be good izzies to trade, to go long, and you can see it's going to fight this guy, come back up here. So, take an izzy there. So I have no problem taking these shorts as we moved into this zone. This first zone, I probably wouldn't take aggressive izzy, meaning you get a volume event right there that happens in that area because you're breaking out of current balance, but we'll go over that if that happens. But this is going to take some work to get through this, potentially. If it doesn't, then that's telling you something that this rips right through this high volume node. And that's just the middle of a balance area. It's just an area. It's not an exact price, but if it rips through this, that's telling you something, and this thing's probably going to new highs again. So just thing will not ever stay down. Bungee jumps every time it looks like it's going to zero. So and then this was actually, could have made this a balance too from yesterday. Bigger picture balance and broke out of that. So now we're just sitting here. So we just got a new event here. It's just sitting in this izzy zone. So this is a variation of an izzy where I didn't take anything off of this guy because it was sitting in the zone. I could have taken an izzy short, but then you got sell ice, broken ice set up here. That confirmed long. So it was just whipsawing back and forth here. I think I just heard something. Oh no, it's just retesting the short. So there's just nothing to do right now, right? So I'm waiting for a new event. This is a long event, but for the trades that I take, like barks and licks, these are different trading strategies that I'll refer to during this webinar. I demand an ATR retest confirm, but I also demand that algo guy needs algo guy confirmation. So algo guy is just a nickname we call it. It's an exponential moving average. This needs to be bullish for me to take barks and licks, because the whole idea of my trading is I know I have my important areas like the izzy zones, like the market profile composites, like the Ludwig levels. I don't trade them unless I see a volume event, a real-time volume event at those areas. We got something going on in CL here. So this was an ATR retest confirm for me. So the barks and licks are basically taking any trade off of these events. Doesn't matter where they happen, right? But I do need a filter for those, and I need algo guy in my direction. This did what it usually does, but algo guy's not bullish. It's trying to pull right now, so I will change my tune here in a second if this can pull this blue back above. We actually have trades for when this crosses 2 if there was extreme heavy relative volume coming in, and it's not, so that's not even on the table. So, but I'll cover that if that happens. Other than that, I'm just waiting for a new event here. There's nothing for me personally to do off of this event. You know, some people, if you like just taking blind ATR retests, then you're long, and I would probably be watching to see if it fails at this prior event, because these are trap traders that were breathing a sigh of relief as it came back. Many times it fails back out of here. We actually have a trade for this. We have two different types of trades we're trading in the trade room. We have position trading. That's this spreadsheet this document I just showed you. Right, these are position trades, and then we have a ATR reversion trade. That's this part of the spreadsheet. So that what's on the heat map is the spreadsheet, right? So that is taking trades to come back to the volume events. Some of the best reversion trades, I don't take these on the webinars very often because it's just too labor intensive, are when you get your entries in prior events and the stops are through that event. So this one wouldn't have qualified if my room's watching too, because the 1 ATR was here, your stop was in the zone. The 2 ATR was here. It's your entry is like outside of that zone. So this was not an A plus entry for A plus reversion trade for where these entries were. So I just wanted to quickly go over that, but I don't usually take those on the webinars anyway. I have this exact trading strategy running in a trading firm, automated, so I don't have to do it because it's just very labor intensive. It's more of a scalp trade, so that's the beauty of what we're doing. If you rather trade position trading and go for bigger moves, or if you like the scalp where the propensity for these markets to come back to these volume events is ridiculous, so we take advantage of that, but that's more of a scalp trade. And if you're going to scalp, that's what I recommend. I do not recommend looking at this thing. This is how I made millions of dollars in the past, and if I'm not doing it, there's probably a good reason, because I would love to make millions of dollars just flipping orders like I used to. It's impossible when you're going against, trading off the dome, that is, when you're going against computers. You can see this liquidity. So I got a question to my trader, a new trader the other day. Well, what's liquidity? All this are the orders in the order book. So you can see them, these algos, it's just displayed here, and they are just whipsawing people. So good luck trying to compete with a computer clicking in and out of trades. It's just, you're not going to make it. You might do well for a short period of time, but over the long run, if anything, even if you're good at this, you're still going to, whittle yourself down on commissions, in and out, in and out, in and out, right? So it's just not worth it. There are ways to scalp this. Volume, pressure, imbalance, market pulse is one of them. We can go over that here in a little bit. I gotta get over to CL. Or the reversion trade. That's what I recommend. If you think you can make money off the dome, show me your results after 6 months to a year, and I will bow to you if you are profitable, because it's very likely not going to happen. All right, we got back-to-back stop runs here in Crude. Let's check out our structure first and foremost. I would take a fail balance break down off of this. I need to hurry up. This was balanced. I caught this trade yesterday, and this is the same looked at ES ad. We put this on in the trading webinar too, I believe. You can go back and watch that. It's on Twitter or X, whatever it's called now. Anyway, we're busting through that volume event. I could take this aggressive out of here. So what I would do here, let's see if we want to combine these. I mean, they're about 4 minutes apart. You see this liquidity up here too. I don't think you have to combine these. I'm going to trade off of this guy here. So first move out of here, you can see on the zone drawing tool, my entry should be 68.87. So this is an FBB, fail balance breakout, breakdown in that case. So let me put this on here quickly, and then we'll go over some other options, other trades that are possible. 87. So I have different Apex accounts assigned to each trading strategy to help me keep track. Keep the P&L and everything else separate. 1 second here. So I can put on, so based on my risk level here, I'm risking 10% of a $5,000 account, $500. If you're trading your own money that you're living on, do not be risking 10% on a trade. You're going to have a day where you blow out of your account. It's guaranteed. I could put on 9, and my entry for this prior event here, and this is a stop. This will be a stop and hold, stop run with the big money behind it. And there is decent relative volume coming in here too. 68.87 is my long for that trade. I will go along that.
Taking a look at theory graded, 100 equals there, and the
other areas that I can possibly, or other things that I look at. This is about to be a pick too, so it's trying to break out of this market profile composite. So if this last stop run fails, I've got two different options here. If it fails, you have a stop run, which is usually not initiative buying, it's just retail traders puking. If that fails, I could take a pick short. If this breaks out, I can take a pick long. So based on the situation, you know, we have these pick trades. You can enter them aggressively, meaning you get your volume event. First move out, you jump in. You don't even wait for a retest of the area, right? Other times, you want to wait for a retest. This is looking, obviously it's breaking out of this, but we talked about the failed balance breakdown, so on and so forth. So I would take this pick aggressively too out of here. So, and I could trade it off this first event too. So that would still, so now I have a FBB and a pick long working. I'll put it at the same price, 68.87. I'm not going to trade double size here, so I trade bigger size when my thesis is in line with the orders coming in the order book. Yes, this is bullish, right, short term, but overall this market is not bullish, as you can see. It actually hung on. I mean, this is all this is doing is coming back to this whopper balance area, right? So this is just coming back to the bottom. I mean, you can even make these smaller, but it's still got to get through this guy. Like if this got through this guy here, then I would probably trade double size longs at least to see what it did up to the high volume node of this, right? So I'm going to still put on longs, but I'm not going to trade double size like I traded double size here yesterday on the shorts because it was breaking down out of this whopper. You know, it's holding on for now, but nothing about this is bullish. And if for those of you that love to draw your trend lines and trade off of those, I can see the trend. I don't trade off trend channels because it's just so, you know, you'll see this and then it'll do something like that and then people will change them and then they'll make the trend channels here. It's just too subjective, right? So I notice that, but I don't trade off trend channels, you know, because again, it's ever evolving. I trade off my Izzy zones, picks, slugs, or Ludwig levels, so on and so forth. So anyway, I will take this long aggressively. As far as shorts, this is into an inflection zone. You're not really breaking out of balance. So first move. So I've got a couple different options depending. I'm letting this real-time volume event, these real-time volume events tell me what to do. If these fail, I can go short pick in Izzy. If they hold, I'm going to go long FBB. And what was the other one I said? Oh, and pick long, right? So I don't know what I'm doing here yet. If I want to be smart, I should probably combine these, but I mean they were 5 minutes apart. These stop runs, actually, you can't even see them with the. Take this off for a second, and I'll show you what I'm talking about here. So I'm just going to trade this independently, right? So if this fails, this guy here, so I'm taking longs off that guy. We already talked about that. Now this guy, if this fails, I'm going to short it 68.43 in that Izzy zone I just showed you in a pick. So depending on how this stuff reacts, it's going to tell me what to do. I have no idea what I'm doing yet. I'm letting the real-time volume tell me. So I'm put these orders in. If this fails, 68.43 is going to be Izzy and a pick short. Put these in here. $68.43 is your entry. So let me put this pick in long too in case it rips. And the longs again are 78. So we'll see what happens here. This is the beauty of what we're doing. Is we're letting what's really happening, and we have rules around these from me watching so many of these over the last almost 8 years now. I know the way these usually trade around these volume events, so we have distinct rules. So I'll share this in the YouTube. So this is, we'll go over all these, but this is the first thing on here. This is zone drawing tool. So I used to do this all by hand. I used to come in here, and you can still do it by hand. As a member of my trade room, you get this spreadsheet. You can also get it, if you can't get it in my trade room, we'll go over that. But you put in the zone price, you put in the current ATR, average true range, the 5-minute Wilder's average true range, and it spits out the prices. So what you're seeing there, the spreadsheet is what's on here. But this is just showing you where you don't have to go back and forth to a spreadsheet, and it's all on the chart. let me share this. Put this in YouTube. You guys have questions, please put them in YouTube. I can't see Discord as well, so throw them in there. You should be able to see that. All right, so that is working. I mean, my orders are working, and we'll go over each one of those things on that document. All right, so this is just sitting here. We'll see what happens there. I'm still long gold at my torture fest today. Just will not. It's broken out, but it's been a huge headache. All right, here's the S. So you can see here, this is, it has not drawn a zone, right? Because we have thresholds for each individual market that's a large enough amount that's tradable, right? This is where you have to know, you want to know how to draw the zones by hand, and you can do it with the drawing tool too, or with the zone drawing tool, because this is not drawing because we're not at a threshold. So for me, from watching so many of these, 700 or more is tradable threshold event and ES. So you can see here, this first one was close, but it didn't draw because it wasn't 700. But then you had this, 350. Then you had this, 300. So you're talking 1200, 1300, 1700. You've got 2000 sell ice here, and you can see with the icebergs on chart, this is the same house. You see this black line. So actually, I went to get this drawn quickly because this might be a trade. Mr. Jim Thomas pointed out, I don't know what happened to my black line there. So I'm going to draw this manually. I think that came up to there. We'll adjust this here in a second. Hopefully ES will hold on. So let's start it over here. So you can see it did start over here a little bit. It wasn't much. We got natural gas number coming out here too. Alright, so let's make sure this zone's correct now, right? So this is what you got, the zone drawer is pretty much the go-to, but you got to be able to draw these. So you see where this is spiking, and I go over this in my course. We'll go over that as well, so you know how to draw these by hand. So as of right here, the bottom of that zone was right there. Let's see if more came in. More did come in, but let's see if it's outside of that zone. That's still inside of the zone. That was not a spike down, so that was not. You can always just trace it to see if it spiked to more. Spiked to more, right? What's this above here? No. Yeah, I guess it did. So I move this up a little bit. We got that. And then we got all of this. This looks like that's all inside there. That was that guy there. I already got that drawn. Probably can move it up a smidge. Right there. So that looks pretty correct. I had to do that by hand because none of these would draw on their own because they're not threshold. All right. So we have our sell ice volume event, almost 2,000 sell ice. Now we see where we're at. So Mr. Jim Thomas said, I love you. So this is sell ice at the resistant red lug resistance, Ludwig level. Short, we call them lugs for short, so I don't say Ludwig level 85 times on a webinar. Sell ice here. We have a strategy for that. If this fails, I will take this aggressively first move out of here. It's not quite at the top of this yet, but if this moves higher, I would watch for a pick short too. But right now, the shorts I can trade here is the I lug you. We'll look at that here in a second. And that's not ES. Hold on. So this is in this Izzy zone, but I'll take an Izzy, but it's not going to be aggressive. We already covered this, right? So it's right in the bottom of this guy. Sorry, wrong color. Right? This prior guy here. But you're breaking out of balance. So I'm not going to just step in front of that and short that. That is not a high percentage trade. Doesn't mean you can't have a failed balance breakout just like you did yesterday, right? But I'm not taking it aggressively, meaning first move out of here like I'm going to take the lug. I will take the lugs aggressively because I don't have a rule for those because they're so powerful on their own right. If this does ATR retest confirm off of this current volume event, then I'll put on an Izzy short as well. That's this guy here. So now everything should be on the chart for me. I could put on 5. So my aggressive short here is 62.75, and I'm just putting I lug U. If it happens to tag and show this as a short, and my rules are if it gets to the ATR, that confirms this is a short setup. That's just from watching so many of these. That's the best way to judge them. You know, when I first saw this thing, I used to say, "Oh, it's sell ice. Oh, I'm going to jump in right here, right now. I don't need to wait for this to move out. I'm fully aware of the R's and your risk reward. Now you're not crushing, but you're hurting your risk reward when you're waiting for confirmation. In trading, you don't want to wait for confirmation if you don't have to. But I've learned the hard way just jumping in here. One saying, "Oh, it's sell ice. They've got to be right. Oh, I don't need to wait for this. I'm just going to go short." Yeah, sometimes it'll work, but in the long run, the best way is to wait for this to show it can push an ATR out of the zone, because these algos love to snap these markets back to the volume events at ATRs. I learned the hard way, and we actually developed a trade for that occurrence. We already went over that. So anyway, there's more sell ice. So what I'm going to do here, since this came back into this area, this is very likely. I just shorted Crude, by the way. We'll go over that here in a second. This is the same house, so I'm just going to make this. I'm just going to make this one zone now. I know it was a little bit after, but it just keeps coming in here, right? So this doesn't mean the market is just going to sell off, but paper, the big money is right more often than the wrong. Why? Because they make themselves right, because they're the big size. If someone's in here and they've got 50,000 contracts to sell, the market's going to relent eventually, right? So I'm just going to make this, meaning, so when this first came out, when Bookmap started presenting this information, when the CME released this MBO data, this enhanced data that shows this information, competitors, and I don't even think you're around anymore, of Bookmap were saying, well, it doesn't mean you just short just because you see sell ice, and I've never said that, right? But it is good to know that the big money is selling up here, right? All right, so natural gas is out. Anyway, this is the zone. This moves to 62.50. I will take an I lug U short. It's one of my trading strategies. Right here. Iceberg at Ludwig level. Take any fade trade with an iceberg event into the major lug. So this is the red lug. If the iceberg corresponds with the lug, sell ice at red lug. That's where we're at. If it was buy ice at the red lug, then I would demand an ATR retest. This one, if it moves out, I'm shorting aggressively. Going short 6. I have no opinion here as far as thesis. I'm not going to trade bigger size, is what I mean. 62.50. So let me get that set up. And then there's a potential Izzy too if we get the ATR retest. 83 is the... All right, I'm not going to trade NG right here into the number, or right after the number. I've already been whipsawed enough today in gold. 83. That's 62.50. So that'll be my short for that. And again, because this market is sitting in this inflection zone, I'll still take an Izzy here, or I'm sorry, breaking above it. Take that back. Right, here's the volume event right there. Well, it's breaking above yesterday's balance. I don't want to step in front of that in case it does that. So I'll still take it, but I need to see the ATR, the retest confirm. It's just a more sure of a trade if it shows it can get out of here, comes back, and then fails again. See what I'm saying? So that's what ATR retest confirm is. So we'll keep an eye on this. If this breaks out of this, then I could potentially take, because we don't know what this is yet. This is not confirmed long or short yet, right? So on the long side, there's different things we can take. This is breaking out of balance, or would be. It's just trying to right now. We have a breaking away trade where I would take first break of balance, but that demands heavy relative volume. I am not seeing heavy relative volume in the market right now. Right? So if I saw something like this, I would jump on a breaking away trade, because that means the big money's behind the balance breakout. Right? That's what I was trying to do this morning with gold. But, like I said, I was doing it while ECB was making a rate change and the guy was talking. So that sucked, because I knew this was going to happen, but you can even see the whipsaw here. I saw all this, I saw that breakout, I saw this pre-market, this is overnight, then I saw all that, I'm like, yeah, got it, and then, no, he's talking, yeah, got it, no, he's talking, so I got whipsawed, but I was very excited to take these. It just was a bad circumstance with this guy talking. So Regardless, I need to see that type of volume on a balanced breakout to take that trading strategy. And that's this one here, breaking away. Break of longer term balance on an hourly chart with high relative volume. So the reason I do that is because balanced breakouts are one of the easiest trades to spot, right? So you have these algos that know the retail trader anyone could see this balance back and forth breakout. They love to snap it back on you, right? They try to snap it back on you regardless, but if big money's in here, aka heavy relative volume, they get run over. So that's why I demand that. Doesn't mean it won't break out. I just need that for that trade. On the flip side, I mean, as far as longs, since we're talking about longs, I still don't know what I'm doing with this setup. Algo guy is pulling right now. So we have a trade for that. But I need heavy relative volume for that as well. That's not happening. But this is turning bullish again. So what does that mean? Barks and licks are on the table, right? So if this does this, again, we don't know what this is yet. But if this tags this ATR, comes back, fails, or comes back to the zone, moves back out again, I will take barks and licks, trading strategy long. So again, I'm just sitting here waiting to see what I'm going to do. I'm not seeing a ton of liquidity up here, but there is some. There are other things that I like to watch here. All right, the sell ice is still coming in here. This is the hero. A couple different things here. So hero is just showing me the options activity. These guys are big players in the market. The options dealers, they have to hedge with futures. So this is just simply, if you see this, whatever color this is, this red or gray line going up, that's the options activity. The white line is the actual market. You can see that's starting to rally, and these markets are following right along with it. This is tick strike. Go over that a little bit. I like to look at the S&P 500 and then Mag 7 are the biggest ones. Obviously Mag 7. There is a tick extreme right there, by the way. I could take a TikTok here. It's a little delayed. Let's see if that was a yes, doing the tick extreme. It was. I'm going to take a TikTok right here. So this is, we haven't even talked about this. Caught me off guard. I already missed. I'm going to put this on anyway. Hold on, yes. Let me get this on. So this is an automatic short. This is a rare. This is a rare, and I missed it by a couple points, right? Actually, that was 7 points I missed it. So this is probably not the best entry. Hold on here. What did I just do? Okay, so I put on the TikTok. We're going to go over this here. This happened really quick, guys. I didn't even get a chance, but you can see here. I'm going to probably get out of some of these TikToks. This is already a nice trade. This is the only trade I take the minute event fires off. Hold on. We got anything here? So I'm definitely going to be watching the bottom of this market profile composite. What is going on? The thing's making very, very strange. Mariah Carey here, very rare. 552, I will watch closely at the bottom of this market profile composite. And then we'll go over what I just did there with the TikTok. I just didn't really have time to even go over it. But there was more sell ice up here. And I jumped in this trade. So I think I just shorted, what was the other thing I took? Where is it? Oh, this was iLugU. So I did fill in the iLugU at that price, right? We already talked about this. New ice came in. And then I took a TikTok short. So actually I can get out of a couple here just because I put on double size there. I'll go over what I just did, but we got a spot gamma level right here too. So I got out of a few of those. I have my full iLugU on that we were talking about that short. So the TikTok is the only, and I missed it by 7 points. So this would have been a whopper trade immediately just because I couldn't get over there in time. That's this auto fade strategy is one of the newest strategies. And there's many more strategies to come. Especially with the hero that I was trying to show before that just happened. But this is take any fade trade on an NYSE tick extreme, and that's for YM or ES futures, or NQ tick extreme, obviously for NQ. Trade is taken immediately when the tick hits an extreme and the SI volume event triggers. Trade does not require an ATR move out of the zone for entry. Stop is placed at the traditional ATR exit. So what just happened there, and again, I missed it. Initially, I still jumped in some of them. I mean, I jumped in, but it was already 7 points away from me. But you can see this thing, you heard it, right? That's that ringing. That's what alerts me, hey, heads up, right? That was this. This was very quick. You saw it. I missed it by 7 points, but I still made something on it. It hit the tick extreme. So tick extreme is you know, close to 1,000. This is mine's at 938, and I have these alerts. It hit that. You heard the sell ice come in. You jump in the trade immediately. This is where you get your R trades, the great risk reward, right? So you jump in immediately. If I was sitting here, you know, on the screen, and I would have been in the minute I heard the sell ice coming in with the tick extreme, you jump in. And then that was an immediate 10-point trade, more than that. I think it was like a 15-point trade. You had to be quick. Look at this. That was, if you jumped in right in here, it's almost a 20-point trade instantaneously, right? So this is, here comes the routine. Now it's going to retest the zone, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, I got out of some on my TikTok. I'm still short. I love you. We put on off of that guy, right? That was that entry. You could combine these. This is just the same house, keeps coming in here. This is what I'm trying to talk about here, tell you. Like, here's another 2,200 sell ice. There's another, so this is another 3,000 on top of, so you got 5,000 sell ice here. So again, paper's not always right, but you think if they put in 50,000 sell ice, the market's going to rally? No, they're just going to keep hammering the market, and then it's finally going to relent. So anyway, what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to make this one bigger zone. It's going to increase my stop on the upside price, but I'm okay with that because this is another 3,000 nice, right? So this is the one we drew manually. Didn't want to do that, but it's all right. We drew these two manually, right? And I'm going to make that. That's the same height. So there you go. So all I'm doing here is, the only thing that's changing, my original stop off of this guy, off this I lug you, I took the short, was here. Whenever I got filled on that. So it should have been up here at 83.75. Now it's at 84.50. Not a big deal. Huge area, obviously 5,000 plus sell ice. So my stop for the I lug you and for the TikTok that I still have on, I got out of half down here and I still have half on, is 84.50. Just came down to 84, but I'll just keep it there because when I get filled, whatever the ATR or whatever the price is, I keep it. I don't keep adjusting it once I get filled as far as the stops. I learned the hard way on that one as well. Any questions, put them in there. I know stuff's happening pretty quick. You guys got to remember I'm trading live, so I don't have time to like break everything down in simplistic terms. And I know I talk fast, but again, I'm trading live. All right, what am I? One second here, guys. I'm short crude too. We'll go over that. I just haven't had any chance to get over there yet. Even put my stops in or anything. More sell ice. Hold on, I'm trying to find these damn. All right, those are working. Yeah, 84.50. So now you got to make a decision. I mean, do you want to keep expanding the zone? I drew that. That's 5,000 here as its own. I'm just going to trade that as its own. So now what can I do? This is a new event. Now I can move my stop there. So I'm going to save myself 7 points. So if this market can get through this sell ice, push through this 5,000 that all these buyers, see all these aggressive buyers, are not feeling real hot right now when that just happened and just moved 20 points in their face. If this was you, just imagine you just got run over. Or you either got run over here or you got long up here. What are you feeling right now? You're not feeling real good. What are you saying? Please God, please come back here so I can get out of my trade. So that is very, very likely, even if it gets back up here, all these buyers are going to be like, please let me out. It's just very common sense. I understand, but that's what happens. That's what goes on in these markets, right? Just imagine that's you. What are you doing right now? If you didn't puke here, what are you saying to yourself? You're watching your P&L. You watch your P&L go down however many thousands of dollars, and you're like, okay, I'm back to even then. Let me out, right? So that's what ATR retest is. Anyway, I'm moving my stop down now for my shorts, 77.25. If this can get through this stuff, congratulations. That's they win. Buyers are winning. Fine. 77.25. I get to move it down 7 points. It was at 84.50. Let's move that down. Again, I have I lug you and the TikTok on. Why can't I remember the damn? Goodness gracious. those are working. Trail my stops. Let's see what algo guy looks like. Let's see what else we can do here. Algo guy's still bullish, so no barks and licks yet. It's potential if this holds and this moves down out of here, back, retest, the algo guy will be bearish and I can take barks and licks off of this. But other than that, there's really nothing else for me to do here. If this does retest this first zone that we've talked about, I could put on an Izzy short because we were waiting for the ATR retest for that as well. So we'll see what happens here. I'm currently short. I put on TikTok and I love you. Let's get over to Crude. I got to put my stops in. I shorted it, didn't want to, but these are my rules, right? I was all ready to go long here, and I wasn't going to trade double size, but remember we had longs working here? Well, this zone, was it the pick or was it the Izzy? Hold on here. It was both pick and Izzy. This zone was a short area. You got your volume event. There's that retest, by the way, so if that comes back out of there, I could put on pick. I mean Izzy. Anyway, that's why I took that short. I was all ready to go long on the failed balance breakdown of this stuff here. We talked about this at the beginning of the webinar. So anyway, I shorted it there. My stops here, 68.96. There's nothing for me to go long off of though, because my rules are if these validate in a certain direction, I can't turn around and go long off of it until there's a new event. So this validated and this one. Even if I didn't combine them, that was that validation price right there, the blue line. That validated, and that validated as a short. So there's no longs off of this. All I'll do is stop out. You see this liquidity up here, it's very likely it gets to there. It doesn't mean it has to happen right now. We saw this yesterday in ES. Watch the YouTube video I posted on Twitter yesterday. They had this exact same situation where there was a bunch of liquidity up here, and liquidity are just resting orders in the order book, and the longer they're in here, the more likely are they to get filled because it's the big money, and they will push their orders they will push the market into the orders. I still took the ES shorts, and I said it doesn't mean it's going to come in this liquidity right now. What did it do? ES sold off about 50, 60 points, and then came right back at the middle of the day and filled the liquidity. So that's why I don't shy away from trades if I see liquidity the other direction, but I'm very well aware that this could easily come up here and stop me out, but it doesn't mean I don't put on shorts. I had my rules for my Izzy and my pick shorts. I'm in that trade. My stop goes up here. If it stops me out, on to the next trade. That's what trading is. It's probabilities. You just keep putting the trade on if you have an edge. If you have a very bad day, then you keep putting on the trade until you hit your loss limit for the day, and then you're done for the day. And there's always another day. Take it from me. I've learned the hard way. I was just telling the story the other day. You guys have heard the story too. I had 2 different days back in 2004 where I lost $800,000 in minutes, back to back, within 1 month. I did the same thing twice. So talk about a monkey sticking his finger in an electrical socket, hoping this time it didn't hurt. Hold on, I gotta get these stops in here. 41. And then I'll go over that painful story. For those of you who haven't heard it, it's very delightful, minus the delightful part. All right, those stops are in. As far as potential barks and licks off of this stuff, I think algo guy's still bullish, so I can't put those on. Yeah, so this is bullish. So I'm fighting algo guy, and I'm fighting this liquidity up here. It doesn't matter. I don't have, you see in my trading strategies, I don't have my rules for Izzy and pick. I don't say unless there's heavy liquidity, follow these rules unless there's heavy resting liquidity, or if algo guys, I don't, because these Izzy zones are more powerful than algo guy. That's why I don't use that as a filter. There's no reason why, if you want, you can add these rules in. You can take my stuff and make a hybrid of it, or you trade your own rules. My rule, I think Izzy zones are more important than algo guy, so I'll take those trades regardless of which way algo guy is pointing, right? So. But I'm fully aware I'm fighting algo guy here and this liquidity. If it stops me out, there's another trade right around the corner. All right, gold's finally ripping. I still have this stuff on after my absolute ass kicking earlier on the ECB stuff. So you can see all these P&Ls here. This is just not fun. And what sucks is I was right, but when you got guys talking and information hitting the market, it's going to be painful. So you can see I'm recovering on a couple of these because I still have the double size on. These were all like down over 1,000 on these, which is a lot, right? For the size I'm trading, I still have, this is the breaking away and whatever the other one I put on, I can't remember what we talked about. about it. But and then here's this one is the TikTok. This is the I Love You. So I still got those on. That's just basically scratch right now. All right, so back to ES here. That pains me to see that gold. That was very upsetting. And I like I said, I put in my room. I knew what I was getting into with this guy talking. I just, the greed came over me. Like, as far as this is, it wasn't greed. I mean, it was a great balanced breakout, but I just knew that I had a chance to get whipsawed, and I did. All right, speaking of which, let's see how far we are from the red lug here. So we're at all-time highs. So gold's at all-time highs. I'm pretty sure it is. So there's really no areas for me to get out, except for you can get out of some of baby lug here. If it gets up there, extreme standard deviation of VWAP, baby lug. If not, my ultimate target would be red lug on these. Or an opposing volume event, meaning a volume event that turns bearish. So we'll keep an eye on that. There was liquidity up here. Actually, I got bark and lick on too, right? Yeah. So I got breaking away, bark and lick longs on. So this liquidity just pulled. So this looks like this liquidity I'm holding that trade to at least. So we'll keep an eye on that. It's probably going to whipsaw for the next 5 hours. Speaking of whipsaws. All right, let's see who wins here. Somebody had 7,000 contracts to sell. Let's see who wins. I am short. You know, there's my stop. I was able to trail it based on my rules. If this comes up, it's going to be a loss. It's not going to be a major loss. And it's telling you something if that doesn't hold, right? And then these guys, again, you don't know what they're doing, right? You never know. Are they getting out of longs? Are they hedging options? Are they initiating short? I don't know. You're never going to know. Please stop trying to understand the whys. Just understand the whats. It's here, right? Somebody's going to be really right. Somebody's going to be really wrong. Just think of it that way. This is a huge area, thousands of contracts. That's what we look for. We're just looking for concentrated areas where traders are loaded up, and then we take advantage of it when one side is wrong. That is as simple as that. Please stop and talking to all the doctors and scientists out there that just have to have a reason for every single thing that happens. That's great. In this profession, that's not what you want. You're going to struggle if you have to have a reason for everything that's happening, right, in your mind. Make it simple. You will do much, much better, right? Let's look at what's going on here. Speaking of complicating things, this isn't really complicating things, but I like to see these are important players in the market. So this is the newest thing coming out here. You can see we actually, yesterday, the whole thing, actually I posted this in Twitter, so look at this thing. So yesterday, this helped me stay in the trade for a bigger move. This is the trace. It's not out yet for the public. We're doing a webinar on the 20. I'll tell you here in a second. I'll show you here first what I posted. This was yesterday, so just go to my Twitter. You can watch the whole trading webinar I did yesterday. I do the exact same thing every day in my trade room as I'm doing here. I try to, it's a little more basic on the Bookmap, where I try to cover basics more because there's new traders. But anyway, this is it. Took ES shorts this morning on my live trading webinar of trading strategies, fail balance breakout. We've been talking about all these. I even put the minute mark so you can go right there and have to watch the whole hour-and-a-half video. Bark and lick. Cover 1/3 of the position at market profile. So this is where I did it. But what I was showing you here, this was a trace yesterday. This is what it looked like, right? So this is like options activity, real time, that is showing you like dealers are, if it's red, it's bearish. So this helped me stay in those trades. This was one of the areas, but I stayed in the blue lug, right? Like a lot of times if it's, that's where traders struggle. They get in a trade and they don't know how much to let it ride. Well, when you have this kind of information, these dealers are going to be hedging in the direction of the short. You can hold on to it. Don't ask me how to read this yet. I just saw red and I saw green as far as profit, and that was this trade here, right? We took both these on the webinar. Go watch it. That was that guy. That was the aggressive entry. That was this. This guy here. This was all yesterday, right? Went over this step by step. Balance. I already talked about this, but did that. Got your volume event. That sell ice. And I took it aggressively, right? It was a great trade right down to the blue lug. That was that sell ice right there. Then it actually retested, so we put on Barks and Licks. Straight down there, and we trailed to each event, and nothing. I never got stopped out. Got out down here. It's confluent with spot gamma levels as well. This is all labeled for you, right? And then I actually turned around and went long. So it was a beauty. It's a beaut, Clark. I think that's what he says. Cousin Eddie. All right, so anyway, this is, you can see it's running into this too. So there's sell ice coming in, and the options dealers are going to be whatever they're doing with the delta pressure here. See what gamma looks like. Again, guys, this is not showing you much, right? So don't start asking me about this. I don't know. We're doing a webinar with him. It's not even out yet. Oh, the other thing I was going to show you, if you want to, he is doing a formal webinar before me. So he's coming on with me on the 29th on this Bookmap webinar. He's covering it on September 24th at 11 o'clock Eastern. Just click on that and get in that webinar, and you can learn all about it. Launch event Tuesday, September 24th. Register now. And I love this for you older. What movie is this from? Someone better know. If not, you're going to get kicked off the webinar. What is that? What movie is that from? Let's see if my trade room is answering. Someone in my trade room tell me what movies this is from. Are you all in the doghouse for the rest of the week? You guys suck. Say anything. John Cusack. All right, so now we just wait. A lot of breath holding in here, as you can see. More sell ice. So someone really, really, really wants to sell up here. And we're probably talking, it's probably 6,000 or 7,000 now, right? So let's see what happens. If they're wrong, it's going to be ripping off the page. All right, here we go. I'm going to get stopped out of Crude. And this isn't surprising. We already went over this, right? I did nothing wrong. When you judge yourself at the end of the day, it is not on your P&L. It's did I follow my rules? If you have an edge and you have rules and you follow them, that's all you can do. I had this information at an important area. I took the shorts. About to get stopped out. On to the next trade. And we got another event here too. Because you don't know what's going to happen next. If I know what's going to happen next, then of course I wouldn't put the short on. You don't know. All you know is your trading strategies and your rules. If you have an edge, that's the most important part. You have to have an edge. And I'm trying to get through to you guys. Take my advice from 25 years of trading. This is the best edge you will ever have in futures trading, in my opinion. I don't care what you're using. I don't care how great of a trader you are, whatever you're using. If you add this in, you're going to be 10 times greater of a trader, in my opinion. So anyway, I'm about to get that. I already got stopped out. No, I haven't got stopped out. It's real close. And then we move on to the next event. See what happens there. I'll be there in a second. I just want to... This will be very impressive. I mean, like we talked about, these markets look very bullish after what happened yesterday. So it's not going to impress me that much if this sell ice is wrong, but it's still going to impress me. These buyers are taking 6,000, 7,000 contracts. There's more sell ice coming in here, right? So my orders are in. What I would do here is I probably just will combine these three for a new trade, potential new trades. All right, we got more activity in Crude. Move this up here. Why is that not moving up? I mean, if you really want, you could just make this all one big area. I'm trying to, there was enough here to trade off of that, like we talked about. But, I mean, it's just this whole area. You're talking 10,000 sell ice now. But I'm just going to do this for this most recent one. Why will my drawing tool not move? All right, stepped out of Crude. We'll go over there for the most recent. I'm just going to move this up to this. Just keeps coming in. They'll keep calling me. They'll keep calling me. Same lines every time, guys. Ferris Bueller. All right, let's move this down. And let's move this down. Come on. All right. So I'm already short. If this holds, the algo guy very likely will be pulling, and I can run Barks and Licks off of this. It's going to get interesting here. This is what we trade for. This is what you want to see. There are some serious, there's some serious investment in this area, and it's going to be glorious when one of them pukes. Hopefully it's the buyers, because I love when the buyers get their asses handed to them. What you want to watch out here for too is kind of the same thing we took yesterday, right? This is much smaller scale. So this was the failed balance breakout. Talked about this 10 times already, right? Well, you're going to get that here too if this fails. That tried to break out. If it gets to this high volume node, which is just the middle, so I'd say 55, let's see here, 55, 56-ish. Any events below there, or if there's an entry for this, you can. I would take this entry because that's below that. Off of this is what I'm saying. I will take FBB short there too. I just said 56, right? Well, your entry for this guy, the next wave of thousands of sell ice, is at 55 quarters. So I'm going to put on an FBB. That's an aggressive entry where I'm not waiting for that. But then there's trades I could put on off of that pattern too. So let me get the FBB 55 quarter. I'm going to put on 4. I'm not going to trade double size. I mean, it's not a good sign, but I mean, overall, from what happened yesterday, I'm not bearish. Like I want to go for the throat, right? But I'm a day trader. I will still put the short on. FBB is 87 and put on 4. If that comes down, then I'll have 3 different strategy shorts on. 87. So guys, what I'm doing here is I'm just referencing this stuff here, right? So these are all my Apex accounts, and I'll show you that P&L for those things for these. But this is all I'm doing. I'm just finding the corresponding. And we'll go over Apex too. What a gift that is to have that nowadays. I keep telling you guys, like when I was, when I left my trading firm and I was trying to find, trying to trade on my own and trading my own money. Anybody knows to trade on their own. Trading your own money is a whole different ball game when when you have to live on it versus having backing. And all right, about to get short here too. We'll get into all that stuff here in a second. I want to watch it move to 0 right quick. By the way, gold is. So now the markets are actually doing what they should do as far as gold rallies, or the equities sell off. Let's see what Euro looks like here. All right, about to get filled on this FBB. What is it, 55 quarter? I'm going to put it on these accounts too. I have these other separate accounts, PA accounts that are active with Apex. I'm going to take advantage of this move to 0, hopefully. That is working. Hold on here, 55 quarter.
Stop film.
All right. Oh, do we have an auction? Did I just do all this into an auction? I think I did. All right. Well, this is what it is. So, auctions have been very meaningful lately. So I'm short. Izzy. Pick, right? No pick. That wasn't Izzy either. I'm supposed to be short Izzy, but I missed that. Damn it. Remember I said on our ATR retest I was going to put on Izzy too? So put on I Lug You, and I had on the TikTok. Remember I said if it does this, I'm going to put on Izzy? Well, that entry was over here, so I just missed that because I forgot. Because that's my MO, making mistakes. 61 quarter is where I should have. So this pops up there. I will put this on. It should have been the Izzy trade. I just missed that. I mean, I'm still short 3 strategies, but I should have had more on. So, and when I say more on, I'm not referring to myself for missing the trade. All right, this is already back here. I don't put this on right now. Still can put on 4. This is Izzy. Short. 120. Short that. All right, so these buyers are putting up a fight right now. I just hope this always keeps coming in. Doesn't matter. I mean, if it doesn't. My stop is. This has moved up a little bit, but like I said, once I get filled, I don't change my stop. So it was wherever it was before, 79.5. So what I did here, remember I was saying I wanted to see a retest for this inflection zone trade, aka Izzy, because we were breaking out of that balance. Right? So that was this guy. But I said I would take that short, but I needed to see this. Well, if that happened, I just missed it. And then I put it on as it came back. So what I don't do, so say I missed it, the trade, and the thing rips down 20 points, right? Kind of like that one did. And I would have got out at a certain area. Well, I don't put it on once it comes back. I should already been out of some, right? So this one, I don't think I would have been on anything because it was such a short move, small move. So I put it on. So I got I lug you, Izzy, and then the TikTok off of that, and then there's things I could put off. I could put on Barks and Licks off of that potentially if we get Algo Guy pulling here. So these jackass buyers are putting up a fight right now. We'll see what happens. Algo Guy is like doesn't know which way to go here either. So we'll see. Trades are on. If this, just like Crude, if this stops up, rips up and stops me out, I did nothing wrong. I'm following my trading strategies. I know over the long run. I posted this. Not too long. Actually, let me see if I can get a real time one here. Let me see. But you guys, you can see like the shorts aren't as easy as they were yesterday, right? Like because it's a different situation, it's a different environment now. So these buyers are emboldened by what happened yesterday, with everything, the structure and everything else. So the shorts are a lot. They're torture right now, right? Even if they do work, this is going to be torture. So just if you understand that, you're not panicking on every move, right? That's the current P&L for all these Apex accounts. So we'll get an Apex here. They just extended their sale like they always do, so that's good. These are all the different trading strategies, right? So I don't have them labeled here. I did it on here, so you can kind of understand what you're looking at there. I think I posted this in here. Hold on. This is my trade room. Now this is another guy that got paid. CN, nice work. Wanted to share both the screenshot of the payout request from Apex and the screenshot showing it has arrived. So like 3 or 4 guys have been paid very recently from Apex. So all this nonsense you see on there, they don't pay, blah, blah, blah. They pay. I just got paid by him too. I got paid $3 grand. Where is that document at? Oh, here it is right here. So obviously you don't see these now. I put in, these are the trading strategies and these are the P&Ls, right? So that's what I'm showing you there. Trader Bait, a couple of them blew out yesterday. I fire, some of these I fire on. These are my personal ones. They're not tied to anything. They're all my personal ones, but these ones I just like, it's kind of like a potpourri of trades. Oh crap! Please don't tell me I just exited out of Bookmap. Oh, please no. I think I just exited out of Bookmap, guys. You gotta be kidding me. Yep, sure did. Mother. So I got this minor error report, and I actually hit exit instead of OK, and now I got to restart Bookmap. So hopefully the zone jar, this is another beauty about the zone jar, but it's not going to repopulate how I had them drawn. You got to be kidding me. Hold on. Anyway, these are each one of the strategies. So guys, these don't look like big amounts, but you got to remember, these are $5,000 accounts. The 250s are 6,000 or whatever. So, I mean, these are all 100% or more returns, right? Not all of them, but most of them. You can see they're all pretty much all profitable. So they'll all be profitable eventually, and they'll all be live eventually because of the edge that I'm showing you. I cannot believe I just did that. Hold on. God. All right, I'm probably going to need some help knowing where those zones were, because it's going to put them back up if my Bookmap populates here. Give me a second. That is just brutal. That is just brutal. So my Bookmap won't even connect now. I don't know what's going on. Give it a second here. You got questions now? Just trying to ask them since I have no idea where the market is. I can hear it rallying in my face, so got that going. Ridiculous. Hold on, I'm going to contact the Bookmap developers. This is not normal. Why is this not connecting now? Hold on, I might be getting a Bookmap. Yeah, well, it's not really reloading, Dan, but thank you. Hold on, I gotta contact these guys first. So something. This does not take this long. I'm gonna X out of this again. Brutal. So guys, you got to be ready for stuff like this, right? This technology, it happens, right? It happens very rarely with Bookmap like this. And I caused it because I hit X out of it, I hit exit. But you got to be prepared. Like if your internet goes down, or or the Bookmap go down, you got to know where your orders are. You got to have your stops in, so on and so forth. I got all my stops in, but this is brutal. I just don't know what's going on. Why this thing won't connect. Let's see what Dan's saying here. Hold on, guys. I don't know what's going on. Okay, so I got guys in my room getting the same error too, so I know it's not just mine. I'm gonna post this to these guys. Hold on a second here. Thank you for the zones, by the way, Grumpy. So when you get the same error, don't hit exit, or you're gonna go through. I can't connect. This is obviously something through. Do not X out, guys. You're not gonna be able to connect back, I would guess, because I can't connect back. I've never seen this where it doesn't connect like this. It might be rhythmic too. It's very likely rhythmic. Very, very likely. So this is going to be well, if the market's moving against me, at least I'm not being tortured watching it. It definitely has to be because I'm watching Tick Strike do this. So where was my stop for that stuff? 71. It's still quite a ways away from it. Let me, because I do have these other accounts on, and I got to get one of them's a live one. What did I say that stop was? 70 what? Hold on. This has got to be rhythmic, guys. It's got to be. If I were a betting man, which I am. 140. 77 quarter, is that correct? 77 quarter? All right, that is what it is. I don't think I moved it down. I can't remember. All right, a little rattled. I can't connect. It's something with rhythmic. So now I got to listen to Tick Strike torture me. Curious did as well. So I'm waiting for these guys to respond. They're not really. No one's responding to me right now. So all I got to tell you guys, it's 95% this is rhythmic, and if you get the error, I would not X out of it, or you're not gonna be able to connect because I'm not able to connect. But my Apex stuff's all working. Might as well go over this other stuff while we wait and see if I can reconnect here. So speaking of Apex, right? They got so any sale they have, use the Pulcini 50. You get the 80%, the percentage off, no matter what it is. 90, 80. Right now it's 80. Guys, this is the best thing. This is like a gift from the trading gods to have this available. This type of, I know they're popping up all over, all these different companies. This is the one that I've used for going on 3 years now. It's the one I put my name behind. Guys get paid. I just got paid literally a week and a half ago. And then there's guys in my trade room. I try to post it on Twitter just to show all the nonsense. People are always like, they don't pay. You get a couple guys that request a payout. They don't get it the next day, and then they start bad-mouthing them, right? So trust me, if they stop paying collectively, the internet's going to explode. That's how many traders they have. So, I try to put this in here too. All right, let's see here. So this is not fun listening to. I can't see what's happening. I mean, I could see, but my stop's at 77.50. It's about to. So this thing's gonna rip off the page if I get stopped out. Very likely that sell ice is not, and they may be coming in. I have no idea right here, but my stops are in. Anyway, this is what I was trying to show you. Like this guy just got paid $2,000. That was CN, I believe. There's another one down here. There's a couple more. I gotta turn off this Tick Strike. It's driving me crazy. So I'll just take my loss, even though I can't see it. There's more. Here's one here. Right now, that's talking about my course. So you get the picture. Go to my Twitter. You can see guys that have been paid. They pay. I just got paid, so on and so forth. So we'll just cover this. I'm not connecting to Bookmap, guys. All right, I just stopped out. So all those shorts are losers, but like I said, I did nothing wrong. I followed my rules. Now you want to watch out for the rip up. I can't. There's nothing I can do here. I just stopped out of everything. I have no idea what's happening as far as the markets. There's a tick extreme. So this market is. I mean, there's some serious. Unless the sell ice is still coming in, you're going to see some puking, very likely. So I'll go over this quickly, and then I'm just gonna hop off because there's nothing to show you. The Bookmap is the core of my trading, so obviously. Where is this? Sorry. Let's go over this other stuff real quick. Zone drawing tool. Here's my course, everything I'm doing, how to trade the zones, the rules, the ATR. That's all here, right? All the settings, setting it up, the thresholds for the products. If you don't have the zone drawer, if you're drawing them by hand, the zone drawer does it automatically. Here's the settings for the sub chart, the on chart, the sweeps indicator, how to draw zones manually. This is like a progression, right? We were doing them wrong for about 5 years, and they still work, but they just weren't exact. And this is a progression to drawing them perfect, right? And then here's all the setups. All right, another tick extreme, by the way. Dumb and Dumber, Stop and Hold, Titanic. These are all the setups I look for in important areas to trade, and then using the average shoe range. So everything's in here, the 2023, and if I add anything, it'll automatically send an email to you guys that I've added something, but everything's the same. I haven't done anything differently than what's in this course. And then you have, here's the, if you can't get in my trade room, this stuff is free for my trade room, but you can get this stuff here. You can get the spreadsheet or the Izzy zones or both. Here's my website. Here's the email if you got questions. There's the Twitter that I was showing you. Here's my trade room. That's what I do every day. That hopefully that I have not had this happen where it knocks me off and I can't connect. Again, like I said, I will bet it's Apex, Rhythmic. And then here's Apex. Again, use Pulcini 50 for any of their discounts. It's a gift to be able to use someone else's money to trade and get better at trading. Just if you're practicing, practice, not a game, practice. Get these things, and they're you still have money, skin in the game. You got to put up $30, $40, whatever one you're doing. And if you lose, it hurts, but it's not. You're not blowing your family's living money. See what I'm saying? So, highly recommended. That's the one I put my name behind. I've used it for 3 years. Spot Gamma. So they have the code. If you go there, you get the maximum subscription. You use code Scott, and you get 2 weeks for free. So you get the Hero. You'll get the Trace when that comes out, I'm assuming. And then here's Tick Strike. I had to turn that off because it was driving me crazy. I'm glad I didn't have to listen to that rip up. Trader Sync to keep track of your trades. This is really important too, right? You can see your best trading products, hours, and you can put your strategies on your trades, which ones work, and so on and so forth. Here's your Ludwig levels. Again, these are the second most powerful thing I've ever seen. Yes, her website is from 1982, but it doesn't really matter because it's the Ludwig levels that work. I don't care about her website. And then here's the Trustpilot if you want to read my reviews. So that's all in that document I posted. All right, guys, there's just nothing to do for me. I just blew out of those trades. I'm still long gold, and I'm actually I forgot to put in that stop. So that looks like I might have stepped out to the tick too, which is always delightful. So I got nothing on except for gold right now, and I can't see what's going on as far as Bookmap. So there's really nothing else to do. So apologies for that, but I made the mistake of hitting X out. If you get the same pop-up, do not hit exit, or you're going to have that same thing very likely. All right, well, we only had about 13 minutes left anyway. But guys, hey, we lost on those shorts. That's trading. As long as you don't hit your daily loss limit, you just keep putting the trade on, right? That's what trading in probabilities is. And I think I got literally stopped to the effing tick here, pretty close. That's trading too. So new events, get ready. I'm ready to trade them if I get my Bookmap back. But all right, I do this every day in my trade room. Come on over, and you will learn how to trade with an edge. I will see you guys next Thursday. Thank you.